Good morning, Rocky Mount. I'm Crystal Dawes, and today we're here with Dr. Kevin Leman, internationally known psychologist and author of the new book, 7 Things He'll Never Tell You, But You Need to Know. Good morning, Doctor. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Crystal. I'm doing fine, thanks.
That's great. You know, you've wrote over 30 best-selling books, and I'm wondering what was your motivation behind this last one, 7 Things You Need to Know?
Well, you know, people know me probably best for the birth order book or Making Children Mine Without Losing Yours. But I thought at this stage of my life, I've been married for 39 years in a row to the same lovely lady, I thought it'd be cool to write a book for women to understand how a man really thinks. And you know, the researchers tell us that you women will use 3.5 times the number of words that we men will use in a given day. Oh, wow. You're the wordsmiths. Men are comfortable in arm's length relationships, okay? Women want closeness and intimacy with lots of people. They thrive on relationships. Men only want intimacy and closeness with one person, and that's you, his wife. And so I thought it'd be fun just to write a book to help women understand why I would write a book with chapters like Chapter 1, honey, it's Thursday, and I'm out of words already, but if you want to keep talking, go ahead. Or Chapter 2, think of me as a 4-year-old that shaves. Or Chapter 3, I've got a purple dining room, could care less. I mean, us men live in a completely different world than you women do. And many women try to turn their husbands into girlfriends. We're not your girlfriend, we're your husband. We see life completely different. We need to be left alone and be men, and we need to leave you as women, and the two come together and can make a great marriage. That's what this book's all about.
You know, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions I could ask on this subject. You know, men to me, I'm a woman, are very complex. One of my questions is, why are men so short and to the point, and you know, women are so drawn out, and as you said, we have so many words we can use. Why is it that we're so opposite in that way?
Well, I think we're just different by our nature. You know, here's a woman driving home with her husband, and they've had dinner in a restaurant, and the wife turns to her husband and says, do you want to stop for ice cream? And he says, no. And he keeps driving. 2 minutes later, he looks over. The wife is crying. He says, what is wrong with you? She says, nothing. Women lie like dogs. That's another thing. Make a mental note on that. They lie like dogs. Nothing's wrong. What do you mean nothing's wrong? You're crying, aren't you? I want to stop for ice cream. Well, see, women want a man to be able to read their mind. A woman likes to be held. Most men understand that. Almost everybody knows that, okay? So a woman says to her husband, Harold, would you come over here and just hold me? Well, he goes over and he holds his wife. What does she tell herself? She tells herself, well, he held me all right, but he only held me because I asked him to, and not because he really wanted to. So the key for a man is to understand that a woman does want to read, wants you to read her mind, but the key for a woman is to understand the best results are, honey, I'd like to stop for ice cream. Honey, I really would like you to just pay more attention to me. You know, whatever that thing is, just tell us. We're the USA Today version. We like cliff notes. We don't like essays. And the research confirms that. So the average marriage today lasts 7 years. You'll have 1.9 children, and then you'll be divorced. If I'm a young person today and I'm starting off a new relationship, man, if I'm a woman, I'm going to read 7 Things He'll Never Tell You, because you won't see it anyplace else. We speak a lot of lies about us men out there. If you ask any woman in your state, why does a man won't stop and ask for directions when he's lost? And you're riding right with him. Women will say it's a macho thing, it's a pride thing, it's beneath him, all of which are plausible, but unfortunately not true. There's one reason why a man won't pull over.
Why is that?
He doesn't want all those cars to get by him. He works so hard to pass.
So it's very simple like that is what you're getting at. We need to give direct commands almost. Maybe not a command, but pretty much.
Very simple.
Very simply, huh?
Never ask your husband why.
Why?
As soon as you ask your husband why, he shuts down. In fact, it's interesting because, Chris, you could say something like, tell me more about that. Now that's a command in the English language. Tell me more about that. That's not a defensive thing for a man. He'll tell you more about it. But if you ask him why, the defenses immediately go up and he shuts down.
In your book you mentioned that men fear something certain. Could you share with our viewers what that is?
What they what? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Fear what?
In your book, you mentioned that there is something that men fear more than anything else. Could you share with our viewers what that might be?
A couple of things. Number one, don't ever embarrass us or put us down in front of other men. Okay?
Oh.
That's probably the biggest thing. This goes back to the girlfriend mentality. A husband doesn't want to hear things third hand. He wants to hear it from you. When he hears it from somebody else, something that should be coming from your mouth to his ears, he shuts down, he gets angry, he sulks, and he acts like the 4-year-old again.
That's right.
So, you know, again, speaking for all manhood here, I'm not proud of some of the things that men do and say and think. But that 4-year-old mentality, although we're like 4-year-olds, we love to have fun. And I maintain that if you do these simple things, your husband, ladies, will do anything you ask him to do. He wants to be your hero. Let him be your hero.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? This book sounds like it is well worth the read. If it is as simple as you say, I think a lot of ladies would benefit from that.
Well, I think they will. And the fun thing about a Leman book is if you don't laugh reading it, then you don't have a sense of humor.
You seem like you have a great sense of humor, especially this is a touchy subject. I mean, it's gone over years and years and years, the age-old question, why are we so different and what can we do about it? And I guess what you're saying is just deal with it. It is the way it is.
Well, researchers tell us, for example, about sex lives with married couples. When do women prefer to have sex? Women prefer to have sex in the evening. Men prefer to have sex in the morning. Mr. Happy is happiest in the morning, if you know what I'm talking about. So from any empirical research level, men and women function completely different. So a man has to get behind a wife's eyes and see how she sees life. But guess what? A woman has to get behind her husband's eyes and see how he sees life. And the contention of this book is they see the same thing in life completely different.
Should we be expecting a book from maybe your wife on her views towards men, and maybe we can give the men a little bit of clues on how to interact with us?
That would be too long of a book to ever read.
Too long of a book, I can imagine. So, well, if we wanted to get more information on your other books that you've wrote, where would we find that at?
Leman Books and Videos, L-E-M-A-N, Leman Books and Videos. You'll find everything we've got. You can find anything on that website but ashtrays.
Anything but ashtrays. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us this morning. Really appreciate it. And look forward to people getting in there and reading your book.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And thank you, Rocky Mount. I hope you join me again next time for news, views, and interviews on WNCR TV.